Alright guys, in this video I'm gonna show you a very simple way that I used to generate $2,460 in 20 days betting on football. I know you guys haven't seen me uploading these videos in the last few days and you're probably asking yourself, Must Beta, what is up? Must Beta, why is there no video on your YouTube channel? And I want to tell you that my goal in the last few days has been to figure out if it is possible to bet on football and bet on random odds at the same time make profit betting on football. And I am pleased to tell you that at this very point as I record this video, I have an answer. And the answer is, it is a yes. It is possible. You are in a position to bet on different odds on football and be able to make profit. And that is what you want to find out today. Alright? So in this video, I'm going to show you all my bets from bet number 1, bet number 2, bet number 3, bet number 4, until the very last bet that I staked on that allowed me to be in a position whereby I have generated profit, and not just profit, $2,460 betting on football. And it is my intention that you will be in a position to understand exactly what type of bets to bet on. That is agenda number 1. What are the type of bets you're supposed to bet on? Agenda number 2 will be to explain to you what was my bankroll strategy, because a lot of times I get asked in these videos, Must Beta, tell us your bankroll strategy. Must Beta, tell us how you manage your money betting on football. Alright? And then agenda number 3 will be to figure out what markets to bet on. And finally, agenda number 4, I will show you how you will be able to attain the same results that I was betting on. But first and foremost, you must understand that we have Must Beta, alright? We have Must Beta. We have Must Beta, and then we have you. I don't know about you. I don't know about you. But what I know is that Must Beta is in a very different position. Alright? Personally, as I can tell because you're watching this video, I know you are in the losing position. And one of your goals is to find out how you will be making money now that the football leagues are back, right? International break is gone. And thanks to God, that was the last international break during this year. So we do not have any other international break till the end, till next year. There is no any other international break. So for the next 30 days or for the next 40 days before we get into the year 2026, if you are serious enough about winning in sports betting, pay close attention, all right? And you realize the last time I posted a video on the Must Beta YouTube channel was on 22nd last month, all right? That was in October last month. And for the last 30 days, I haven't uploaded any video. Today is 21st November, which means that I am uploading a new video on 21st November. So I spent the last 20 days, all right, after 22nd November, 22nd October, to figure out if it is possible to make money betting on football, betting on different odds, and betting on them as single matches, all right? So we have bet number 1. These are the bets that I was able to stake on, all right? Bet number 1, I was able to stake on $500, a single odd, 3.165. Unfortunately, it was a losing bet, all right? This is it. We have bet number 2. Let me magnify this screen. We have bet number 1, all right? Bet number 2. We have bet number 3. I believe the games are not that visible. So we have to enlarge the screen, yeah? So this was the first bet, second bet, third bet, fourth bet, fifth bet, sixth bet, 7th bet, 8th bet, 9th bet, all right, 10th bet. These were the bets that I was able to stake on. There might be a problem. I don't think all the bets were visible. However, all I need you to understand is the markets that I was betting on. As you can realize, on bet number 1, the market that I staked on was a double chance. X or draw. That was the market I staked on. X or draw. That was the market that I bet on. Double chance, 2x, all right? And in bet number 2, I was able to stake on over 2.5 goals. As you can see that, with a stake of $470, winnings 811. Bet number 3, I was able to stake on a double chance once again, a stake of $470, winning 803. Bet number 4, I was able to stake on an odd of 1.964 over 2.5 market, winnings 982. Bet number 3, over 2.5, winnings $1014. Bet number 6, all right, I was able to stake on over 2.5, winnings $12, $18, all right. Bet number 7, I was able to stake on an away team win market, winnings $83. Bet number 8, unfortunately I lost, and I was able to stake on over 2.5. So I need you to realize that not all the bets you're betting on are going to be winning. But what is important is being in a position whereby you're winning consistently, and the winnings that you get are able to cover the losing bets, so that at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the time frame that you set for yourself, you will be in a position to make profit, all right? So we have bet number 9 coming up. I staked on both teams to score. Winnings, 633. Again, another bet coming up, bet number 10. I was able to stake on over 2.5. Winnings, $1,500. And this was on 31st October last month. This was on 31st October last month, as you can all witness it. So let us proceed to bet number 11 and bet number 12. Bet number 12, I was able to stake on a double chance. This was an Asian handicap. Draw no bet Manchester United 2-0, where we got a refund, all right? And then bet number 13, Manchester City win, all right? The odds was 1.52. We had 15-20 in winnings. Bet number 14, we had over 2.5 goals, losing bet from Turkey Super League. That was on 3rd November, all right? And then we had bet number 15. We had an Asian handicap. That is draw no bet on Sunderland, $500. It was a refund by the end of the day. Bet number 16, 3rd November, all right? I was able to stake on Vicente win, and we recorded a profitable market, all right? Bet number 17, I was able to stake on over 2.5, 4th November. It was a winning, bringing in home $1,630 in profit, all right? Bet number 18 lost. That was under UEFA Champions League. Bet number 19 was also a losing bet under UEFA Champions League. And finally, the last bet was on 11th November, where I was able to stake on over 3.5 corners in first half, and I recorded $421 in profit. All right? So I need you to realize that all these bets that I've shown you were staked after thoroughly analyzing the markets and the games that were available on those particular days. And I want you to know exactly how to do it. All right? So how did it go? All right? Now, I was able to stake on a total of 20 games. In this time frame, I staked on a total of 20 games, all right? I staked on a total of 20 games. I staked on a total of 20 games. And out of the 20 games, we had 15 of the matches winning, and we had 5 of the matches being lost bets, all right? So that means that the number of bets that was won, or the percentage of the games that I was able to win, was 75% won, and the average odd was 1.85, all right? The average odd was 1.85. And they were all single bets, because of late I have come to realize that if you are going to make money betting on football, then you must have a repeatable strategy, all right? And the repeatable strategy can only be found if you're betting on single matches and you know exactly which markets you're betting on. As you realize, if you go through this very list, I've only been betting on 3 markets. Double chance market, all right? We've been betting on the DC market. The markets that I exploited were the following markets. Let me write them down for you. I exploited the following markets. I exploited the double chance market. Double chance. That is home team win, or a draw to occur, or a away team win, or a draw to occur. So we had the double chance market, and then we had the over 2.5 goal market. We had the over 2.5 goal market. At the same time, we had the both teams to score market. Yes, both teams to score a goal. At the same time, we had the Asian handicap market. Asian handicap market. Asian handicap market, all right? At the same time, Asian handicap market is where you're betting on 2-0, all right, or 1-0. 2-0 is where you're betting on draw no bet on the away team. 1-0 is where you're betting on draw no bet for the home team. And I've also been able to bet on the corners market. So these are the markets that I was betting on. These were the markets that I was able to bet on. Corners market. And the last one, I think, was the 1 times 2 market, where you either betting on the home team to win, a draw to occur, or a way to win. All right. And in this very instance, I have ignored betting on the draw market because it's super risky. The draw market is super risky and you're not guaranteed of a draw. Even though there are matches that we went through and we realized that these matches are in a position to deliver the same results that we are seeking. So what I want you to understand is the following. I want you to understand that these can be achieved, all right? Anyone is in a position to achieve these results. My bankroll for each bet, because I told you I was going to explain to you, my bankroll for each of the bets, all right? My bankroll for each of the bets that I staked on was $200 to $1,000 per bet. That was my staking plan. Now, what made me choose this bankroll is the following. Because I know my potential. I know how much money I'm willing to spend on betting. All right? So this is how you determine your bankroll. How much money are you willing to spend on betting? How much money are you willing to let go? And how do you regard your bets? Do you regard them as super safe bets, or you are afraid? You know, there are matches that are safe. If you view your bets as safe games, or you view them as risky bets, this is what is going to determine how much you're betting on a game. So most of the games that I bet on, I view them as safe. And not just safe. I bet on games that have got an edge. I remember in one of the videos I did recently, I told you the following. In football betting, when you're betting on football, your goal is to find an edge. Your goal is not to look at odds, all right? As you can witness, the odds that I was betting on in this very scenario, we had 3.165 odds. I bet on that odd because I believed that there was a possibility of me winning, but unfortunately I lost. I bet on 1.727, 1.71, 1.964, 2.08, 1.74, 1.606, 1.996, and most of the times I was winning. Why? Because these matches or these particular bets happened to be having something that we refer to as an edge. An edge in football betting. Now, the reason why when you decide to bet on single bets, you end up losing is because your matches lack an edge, right? Or positive advantage, all right? What is a positive advantage in this scenario? This is where you know something that the market does not know, or this is where you have decided to take seriously a repeatable pattern in the last statistics that you've gone through, and the market is ignoring it, and you end up winning, all right? That is what is going to be giving you a positive advantage in the game. Positive advantage. And when you're betting on football, these are the kind of things you want to be looking for. At the end of the day, there are two types of bettors. There are those bettors who believe in big odds. There are those bettors who believe in big odds. And then you have the bettors who believe in reasonable odds, all right? Reasonable odds are odds that have edges, all right? These are odds that are not based on emotions. These are bets that are not based on feelings. And these are bets that are not based on badges. We have the weekend coming up, right? If you go through the fixtures that are available this weekend, you will realize the majority of people are going to be inclined to betting on Manchester United winning because it has a favorable odd, Arsenal winning because it has a favorable odd. But at the end of the day, you forget the question. Is this market really profitable? Is the bet I'm picking to bet on profitable? Now, I want to tell you that this was me, yeah? $200 to $1,000 per bet. And each bet that I was taking on, for example, what made me bet on Manchester City winning, this is the Manchester City bet. Betting on Manchester City to win $1,000, all right? I bet on Manchester City to win $1,000. This is it. And the returns was $15, $20. And what made me to differentiate that with Nottingham Forest, Manchester United draw no bet, right? In this game, I staked on $500, while in the Manchester City game, I staked $1,000. So what was the determining factor that led me into betting $500 in the Manchester United game and betting $1,000 in the Manchester City game? It is because the edge that I found in the Manchester City game was stronger and more convincing than the edge that was present in the Manchester United game. So that is what helps me determine the bankroll that I'm going to put in a given game, all right? As you all know right now, if I'm betting $1,000 on a game, it is a match that I find, or it is a game that I believe has a higher chance of winning. That is my strong rated bet, all right? And a game whereby I am staking $200, it means that I believe it is a potential outcome, but it's super risky. For example, this both teams to score market. There is a both teams to score market that I staked on $300. I knew that there was a potential of both teams to score occurring in the game, but I never wanted to increase my risk, yeah? And the odds were also favorable, all right? I don't look at the odds, but I was lucky enough to find an odd that was 2.11, all right? So, in this very scenario, I opted to go for $300 instead of $1,000 because I wasn't fully convinced that investing $1,000 in this game is going to result into profit. Now, I know you're probably asking yourself at this point, Master Beta. You're probably asking yourself at this point, Master Beta, what if I do not have big bankroll like you? As you can see, you go through my bankroll. The total amount I spent in this time frame was $1,680, right? That is $13K, right? And the total winnings was $16K, right? And total profit was $2,000, right? So the reason I was able to make this profit in 20 days using 20 bets is because I was taking heavily and my bankroll or my pockets allowed me to go heavy. And they were not random matches. They were matches that I found to be profitable. There is one question left. What if I don't have the $13,000 that you used, Master Beta? You don't need to worry because I did a test after this and determined even with a bankroll of $200, you will be in a position to make $50. So if with a bankroll of $200, you're in a position to make $50, then to me that is still a profitable betting pattern to use, all right? Because a majority of the times, the number of sports bettors who end up making profit and the number of sports bettors who are in a position to generate profit from their bets is dwindling and is really reducing each and every other single day. And not every bettor, all right? Let me say we have three types of bettors. We have beta A, we have this B, we have C, we have B, E, F, right? And all of them have been allocated a bankroll of $200, all right? $200. All of them have a bankroll of $200. We want to find out how many of them will be in a position to make profit and how many of them will be in a position to lose. So we have the first one, A, B, C, D, E, F, all right? So this one is going to lose his money. It's going to be wiped out. All his $200 will be lost. This one will also be lost. C, beta C will be losing. Beta D will be losing. Beta E will be losing. And it's only beta F who will be in a position to make profit. And that is the reality of sports betting. So if we have a strategy that is going to allow us invest $200 and generate $50 in profit, then to me it's a worthy one. All right? Because let me say, closer to 99% of sports bettors end up losing their entire bankroll every single time they bet. So, as you can see, I tried it out. With a fixed stake of $10 per game, you would still have generated profit. Maybe your first bet would have lost, right? But second bet, profit made. Third bet, profit made. Fourth bet, profit made. Fifth bet, profit made. Sixth bet, profit made. Seventh bet, profit made. Eighth bet, you lost $10 alone. Ninth bet, profit made. 10th bet, profit made. 11th bet, profit made. All right? 12th bet, you won. All right? 13th bet, you won. 14th bet, it is a loss. 15th bet, you made profit. 16th bet, you made profit. 17th bet, you made profit. 18th bet, you lost $10. 19th bet, you lost $10. 20th bet, you made $17.5. Now, you see, it doesn't mean that you have to have a big bankroll. It doesn't mean that you have to have $13,680 to be in a position to be profitable using this strategy. All right? Now, what we're going to say, what are these? What we're going to say in this scenario is how I made $50, all right? How I made $50. How I made $50. How I made $50. How I made $50 in 20 days betting on football. Now that is going to be your story, all right? Because your bankroll only allows you to spend $200 betting on football. But if you have a bigger bankroll, then you are in a position whereby you will be able to generate results that are equal to mine. So you must understand that, right? Perfect, 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 beautiful. Now, as you've all witnessed, the requirements, you need to win at least 75% of your bets. Again, you need to ensure that the odds have an average of 1.85, which you don't need to care about as long as there is an age in your bets and you're not afraid, right? Some of you are going to be afraid of betting on an odd of 3.165. But what I want you to realize that odds, most of the times, these are things that the bookies set so that they are able to make profit no matter the outcome. So don't put your focus on the odds, right? Your focus should be on the edge. Which advantage am I having over the market? And that is what you're going to be looking for. If you don't have an advantage, then it is not a bet whereby you will be interested in investing between $200 to $1,000. And so you leave it out. And they must be single bets, all right? Because we are looking for a repeatable pattern. Now, I know you're asking yourself, what tools did I use to be able to generate these results? Now, I created a new YouTube channel recently, Must Beta Advanced, all right? And I generated a video. I created a video. This is the video that I created. I created a video. And I want you to go watch this video. Why you keep losing bets, what not to do. Why you keep losing bets, what not to do. It is a betting strategy that is going to give you exactly the processes that I followed to be in a position whereby I was able to receive this kind of winnings. All right? This kind of amazing, spectacular results in 20 days. All right? And I want you to embrace this in your betting pattern as we resume betting today. Proper betting today. You must be able to embrace this, because failure to embrace this, you are going to be losing. Now, it's not going to be easy, all right? Because there are things that are needed. Number one, you must be a skilled better. You must be skilled, all right? You must know how to use the app that is going to be available in the pinned comment and in the video description to make these predictions. It is not a lie. There is only one app that I use to come up with these bets that you have seen, all right? I use the app known as SofaScore. SofaScore, all right? And I've been talking about this app for so long. Some of you might think that I just talk about it because I enjoy talking about it. But that is a lie. I talk about this app because it is delivering results. And it is the kind of results that as sports bettors we are seeking. All right? It's the kind of results as sports bettors that we are seeking. So if you want to be in a position to understand how to use this video, why you keep losing bets, what not to do, accurate football betting strategy produced 8 days ago, then this is going to be your solution. What tools can you use instead, all right? There is also a video I generated some time back. And in the video, I talked about how to get accurate winning betting tips with no experience, all right? I want you to proceed and watch the video. I want you to proceed and watch this video. How to get accurate winning betting tips with no experience. It is a video generated 1 month ago, has accumulated 60K views, and if you haven't watched the video, I will be leaving the link in the pinned comment section once again. There's going to be a link in the pinned comment section. There's going to be a link in the video description. So it is your responsibility and it is your duty to go ahead and find out what are the tools that are going to allow you find these markets that will enable you to be in a position to make either $250 in 20 days, giving you a profit of $50, or will allow you generate 16K in profit if you have a bigger bankroll and make $2,000 in profit betting on football. All right? So I want you right now, proceed and use the links in the video description. Proceed and use the links in the pinned comment section and get to watch these two videos. Understand exactly how I was able to generate these winning betting predictions. All right? These winning betting predictions. I want you to understand how you are in a position to generate the same. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So finally, as we wrap the video, I want you to know that this is how I was able to make 2,460 in 20 days betting on football. And it is a video that is available on Must Beta YouTube channel. If you're watching this video from any other place, please go search for Must Beta betting tips on YouTube and you will be in a position to find this video. All right? Finally, YouTube, that has been said, and I want to tell you the following. I'll be seeing you tomorrow morning with more predictions, with daily predictions. And you must realize I won't be able to provide these to you because it is something that I'm still testing. All right? It is a strategy that I'm still in the process of testing. I stopped testing it when the international break came over. But now that the football matches are back, I will continue testing it behind the curtains. And I expect that I will be in a position to have something that is clear and something that is easier to understand when we get into 2026, right? So in the meantime, remember there are 2 videos you're supposed to be watching. There are 2 videos that are going to give you exactly the tools that I can leverage, that you can use to get these winning predictions. And they are the 2 apps that I am able to use to get these kind of predictions. All right? So proceed and watch that. And if you get to watch that, I believe you will thank me. All right? Football betting is easy. You don't need to complicate it. All right? The only difficult part about football betting is explaining to someone how to replicate the same results. That is why when I do these videos, I try my very best to be super serious and be able to explain to you each detail as easy as possible so that you don't get to a point whereby you're watching my videos and you're getting confused, all right? So like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I hope to see you in the next one, guys. Until next time, bye-bye.